Yo, what is up guys? Welcome back to the channel. In this video we're going to work on replacing the valve cover gaskets on my 2013 FX37, also known as QX70, which is this car that I just picked up. I'm actually working on the video right now to go ahead and reveal this car, but one thing that I wanted to go ahead and replace that I noticed on this motor is that there's a little bit of seepage right there with oil. That's not a lot. This motor is actually like in amazing condition. I've checked out everything already, the bottom portion, the bottom end, and it looks really good. I'm just seeing like a little bit of seepage, which is pretty common with these motors, is the valve covers and the gaskets beginning to leak a little bit of oil over time. So we're gonna go ahead and replace that on this car. I already have the gaskets right here. So the cool thing about the VHR motors is that the gasket that goes to the spark plugs, they are replaceable, as with other models like the HR and the DE, they're not. You can't replace them. You actually have to replace the whole valve cover. So I had actually ordered the whole valve cover, and I did a little bit more research, and I realized that I actually didn't need the entire valve cover. I just need the gaskets. So that's what we're gonna go ahead and replace in this video today. So we got the middle ones, and then we got the outer ones, and then the intake gasket right here as well. Since I'm in there, might as well replace it. And I actually picked up another part as well. I'm gonna go ahead and replace the coolant tube in the back, which is gonna be this right here. Since I'm gonna be removing the lines for the coolant, might as well replace the tube, which is this right here. So it's a very common issue. These over time end up breaking because they get old and brittle. This is made of aluminum, as where the one on the car right now is actually made of like a plastic, so that's why it breaks. But let's go ahead and get started on replacing everything. Alright, so first things first, for most of the bolts on here, they're all going to be 10 mils. So that's what we're going to be working with. Gonna go ahead and remove these right here. There are a total of 5 10 mils holding this cover in place. So just loosen those. I should be able to take them off by hand. Go. Should pop right up. Alright, so now we gotta remove a bunch of these screws right here, and then we also gotta loosen the valve body right there. So we gotta take that off, and we're actually gonna remove the lines as well to make it a little bit easier. Once we do that, we gotta take off these bolts in here. There should be 12 mils holding down the intake in order to remove this whole intake manifold right here. So let's work on that. Those are Allen keys. I think they might be like a size, I would say like a 5 maybe, somewhere on there. I don't want to lose this, so I'll probably just put it right in there. Yeah, so this is a size 5 Allen key. And a little trick to be able to remove this, you grab your wrench, turn it like that. It's a little bit hard to get these loose. Just like that. But of course you gotta remove this as well. We're gonna get this tube out of the way to remove it. These are a size 8. And look up these. I see from this angle you can see a little bit more of that buildup of the oil right there. Rubbing it off. So replacing these is a good idea, especially if it had already been done before. You're supposed to replace them, I think I've seen, every 100,000 miles on these cars. This looks like it's in really good condition actually. Alright, so for this we should just be able to pull it like out of the way. We don't have to really remove the lines for that. Just push it up or something. Grab a zip tie, hold it up here. Alright, this one same thing. Just pull it up and it came off. Put it on the side. Just gotta loosen the rest of these. Same thing, these are kind of loose over here on this end. If I was able to turn this one by hand, you shouldn't be able to do that. Check this one right here. That was actually kind of tight. I'm gonna remove all these clamps right here. Take the hoses off. Just like that. And then I'm actually gonna end up removing the throttle body. Alright, looks like we got mostly everything. Two tubes right here, another tube on the side, and then one back here, two connections right there. And I think that should honestly be it. This should now come off once we remove the bolts in the middle. And they are 12 mils. Let's loosen them all. Alright, there you go. Now this whole thing's coming off, so there's a lot more bolts than I anticipated. Okay, got that one. Alright, we finally got it all off. Look at all this oil in here. What I should have bought was these right here. These are most likely old as well, needs to be replaced. Should have got that. I don't want to delay this, but these can be replaced right here, and over time they leak because they're not working properly. But you can see all this dirt and grime buildup down here. For sure these valve covers are leaking. So I started loosening these up right here. A cool little trick that you can do to get these off is you can use a 10 mil. Grab a 10 mil, stick it right in there, it'll release it. So somebody has for sure worked on this car, because I just turned the spark plug right here and it literally came off like nothing. Like I just gave it a slight turn. Same thing with this one just came out like nothing. So I wonder if these have been replaced, and if they are, hopefully they're like brand new and I don't have to replace them. I just gotta tie them. But then it's a good thing that I'm checking these. But now I gotta find a way to grab them because I got nothing to grab them with. Okay, so these honestly look brand new. Look at that. So these were recently replaced, but they were not torqued down to spec. But they're brand new, so hopefully they last a while. But yeah, so these have been replaced recently, which is good. So let me check one more just in case. Yeah, see, this one has been replaced as well. Alright, cool. So we'll leave these in there. These are good. So I got most of them. This one was kind of difficult to get to right there at the corner. I used a swivel like this one to get it at an angle. And there's one more connection right there that I'm pretty confident I gotta take off, but I can't really reach it, so I'll leave it like that for now. Okay, there you go. Alright guys, so there you can see that I finally got it off. And if you look at the gasket really closely, you can see it begins to crack right there really easily. That's why it begins to leak. There was a huge crack somewhere else. This one right here is ripped, and then they get really hard and brittle, and then they break and leak. So you can tell that these are pretty old. So right there it's cracking. So that's why we need to go ahead and replace these right here. So we're gonna go ahead and clean up that whole area. Just grab a paper towel, wipe it down, and then put it back on. And we also need to add some sealant on the ends wherever it curves really aggressively. So for example, right there, we need to add some. As you can see, there's already some there. We need to be careful and take all that off. Luckily it comes off really easily. And then same thing right here on each corner. So all these aggressive corners, you gotta add a little bit to get it to seal properly. And here it is. This right here is silicone, ultra black, oil resistant. This is the one that we're gonna use right here. I only need it a little bit, so this should be fine. And just put it like right there. Yeah, this one goes on this side. And the cool thing about these is they actually stick in, they won't fall out. Now we just gotta put the gasket in the middle, and then we're gonna slap this back on and tighten it down. Alright, so now we're gonna go ahead and begin on this side. So same exact process, begin removing all the 10 mils, all of these up here to release this. This side actually looks like it's going to be a little bit easier because there's not that many brackets. I think we might have to remove this one to get it out of the way though. But I think I'm also going to remove the intake to give me a little bit more space. I decided to remove the fuel lines right here, going right there to this. Just some rubber pieces that go right there. Just get it out of the way. So I'll push that out. And then there's a clip right here, so I gotta release this one to get this out of the way. I think we should be good. I don't think there's much left. Let's see if I can pop this one out really quick. There you go. Alright. That looks pretty loose to me to get this all out. Just another one right here. There you go. Alright. I think that should be good enough. That should give us enough space to remove this right here. Alright, let's hope this one is a whole lot easier. When I was doing the other side, it kept coming off. But I think it's because I touched it. So try to do this one slow. Please don't come off. Already came off right there. Let's push it back in. Okay. Alright, we're good. Since I removed the throttle bodies, I'm cleaning these out as well. So you can see it has quite a bit of buildup on the inside. Just grabbing some throttle body cleaner, spraying it. Okay, so right here, this is where this port is supposed to go, and where there's supposed to be an existing one. But it looks like the previous owner must have already had the issue where it broke right there, and they decided to go ahead and replace it with most likely just a pipe. So maybe it's a plastic pipe as well. So we still want to go ahead and remove that to go ahead and check it out. Alright, so as I was trying to remove this thing, it literally broke into little pieces. So as you can see, these things are not sturdy, and you're gonna have to go ahead and replace them. So this one just broke. I'm gonna have to break it into like little pieces to get it out. I'll see what I can do. This is the last thing I really need to finish this whole install. Alright guys, so today is the next day. Everything is completely installed now. It's running great. I already turned it on. no issues at all. Everything's back together in order. And then on this side right here, you can see that the valve is now installed, and as you guys saw, it broke as soon as I tried taking it off. So over time, that thing is just going to deteriorate. Any type of movement, even if you touch it, it's going to end up cracking, and that's when it begins to leak. And that's one of the biggest issues with these cars as well, that pipe right there failing. And I guess it comes like that. I thought for some reason it already had a valve in the back, and I was looking at a few other pictures online, and most of them just have a pipe there for the VHR. I didn't actually look at my 370Z to see if it has a pipe as well right there with a bleeder, but this one didn't have one. So it's a good idea to go ahead and replace it. That way we don't have any issues in the future. And so far, right there, you can kind of see where I cleaned it, that it's not leaking or anything. I already turned it on. So this motor is now good to go. This is a good item to go ahead and replace, because over time they just get old. Every, I would say, 100k miles, or when you start seeing buildup, I would say go ahead and replace it at that point. Alright guys, so we're going to go ahead and end the video right there. I will go ahead and link down everything below that I went ahead and picked up to get this project completed. It is kind of time consuming. It did take me about half a day, one because I'm recording, and on top of that I am taking my time. But what really took me the longest was that valve in the back. I'm replacing that pipe. It honestly took me a while because I was trying to break it loose without breaking the pipe itself to allow pieces to go in there. But after moving it for some time, trying to twist it, it just cracked in half. So that took me the longest, honestly, just trying to get those clamps off of there, because it is in a tight spot and it's hard to reach. And I just have some pliers. But if you have a specific tool that's like angled at a specific way to grab the clamp, that's going to make it a whole lot easier. But I really struggled with that on the entire install. Everything else is pretty simple, just took some time. But thank you guys so much for watching. A few more videos to come. I will be replacing the white pipe on the FX37 because it is making a little bit of noise, and I've determined that that's the problem. So I already went ahead and picked up a white pipe. Gonna go ahead and install that, and then you guys will see that in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.